Hi, this is my second vlog for my global learning project. So just a quick recap of what I'm doing. I am interviewing and hanging out with one of my friend's roommates who lived in France and the Netherlands and kind of did a little bit of time in Germany prior to college. And so what I'm doing for my project is I'm kind of just getting a better understanding of the multiple countries that she lived in, primarily France because that's where she lived the longest. Just as a side note, sorry if I look down or anything at the notes I took from our experience the other day. But so what I did for this week is there's kind of a lot of similarities between different countries in Europe and the US in regards to what we do for fun. Like they have bowling, they can go shopping. So there isn't really anything crazy that they do versus we do we don't have any really odd differences. And so what we decided to do was I introduced her to two of my roommates and we went to Buffalo Wild Wings to watch the Michigan State basketball game. And so it was kind of interesting just because my two roommates are very loud and outgoing and are very into sports and like absolutely love Michigan State basketball. Whereas on the other hand, her name is Sam. Sam didn't really understand basketball just because over in Europe, they don't really pay attention much to basketball. They pay more attention to soccer, which is football, but not American football. And so it was kind of interesting because she was kind of lost the entire game, trying to keep up with what was going on. But she was telling me that over in Europe, what they do is for big matches in soccer, they'll all go to their local pubs starting at a kind of young, maybe like 17, to watch the games with all of their kind of like friends, neighbors, family, things like that. But what they would do is at Buffalo Wild Wings, you sit at individual tables with your friends. Whereas overseas at the pubs that she used to go to, she would kind of mingle with everyone. You would kind of talk about the match. You would talk about different statistics for both teams. You would celebrate together. Whereas here you would kind of celebrate with just your friends. And you would kind of talk in between like periods or halves and kind of sometimes even watch the commercials, which they don't really do there. I just thought it was interesting because over here we kind of pride ourselves on football, American football and basketball, and overseas they really focus more on just soccer. And so we were kind of talking about how here we look forward to the Super Bowl or March Madness, whereas there they look forward to things like the World Cup and the Premier Leagues and things like that, which over in the US, I know some people keep up with the Premier Leagues and kind of La Liga and things like that, but she was more interested in like Manchester United and anything up that alley. Another thing that she pointed out was when they go to the bars, they don't really like snack on food really. If they do, they get like fries or like they have smaller they have like beer food, but not wings. You don't order a full meal when you would watch a game, which she thought was kind of interesting. I think it was more of a situational kind of thing where we all sat down and we would just eat like that. But she thought that was kind of odd just because that's not what she's used to. One of her major things that she brought up was the differences between her friends and my friends. A lot of this is kind of more just like everyone has different personalities, but my friends are very outgoing and very loud, and hers are kind of more like not to themselves, but I would say more reserved in what they do and say. And so she thought it was interesting that when people would come up to the table and say hi to us and be so friendly, I think it's just like a Midwest mentality. Everyone's very like open to going to say hi and asking how their day is going, whereas when she was overseas, everyone kind of just like did their own thing, maybe said hi, but that was one of the major differences that she kind of pointed out as well. She also told me that here in the US, in the Midwest, like Michigan State area, everyone's so much friendlier, especially if she needs help in classes. I was kind of explaining it to her. I was like, I feel like everyone at Michigan State, for the most part, kind of looks out for each other. Like if people asked for notes for class in the case they missed it, everyone kind of helps out. But overseas, she said they were a little more competitive in classes. For example, when she was in high school, if she missed a class, some people would kind of be like, oh, you missed class. I don't know if I can give you that. Whereas here, people would like forward a PowerPoint or like send a picture of their notes and kind of just like help you out. It's very interesting just to see the different mentalities between their sports, how they treat other people, and how they kind of pride themselves on their education still. But I really enjoyed this experience just because it was kind of funny. I liked learning about how they don't watch basketball, they watch soccer, and how her bar experience or just like going to watch games at different places is different from ours here in the U.S.